winner is Dina El Zohiry. As well as being an anagram of dozy hairline, Dina is someone who does, well, she does a lot of different things. She's a fourth-year biotech student at Cairo University, researching using nanoparticles to treat wastewater and the effects of new compounds on tumour cells and nutritional genomics. She's also science director of a computer company, a trainer at the Arabic Society, and that's only about halfway through her CV. How can she do all this and
Okay. Deep darkness surrounding you everywhere. Freezing temperature. And then you're stuck in a high mountain. And suddenly, you found yourself in a hospital and you lost the second part of your legs. Actually, that's what happened to our athlete. And he wasn't that depressed. All what he was thinking about, how to get a chance to get back to his own hobby. He wasn't convinced with those compensating devices. Yeah, it looks like a leg, but still it's a kind of a load, and I cannot act normally. I wanted to develop a device that looks and acts like the normal leg. How? This is bionics. Bio for biology and onyx for electronics. To attain such thing, you are going to depend on two main things. First of all, we're going to make a deep analysis for the human motion while walking, running, and jumping, and see all the external forces that affect our leg. Secondly, we're going to make a precise size and shape for this leg so I can make something fit my patient. But remember when I said it's a kind of a load? So I want my brain to control this bionic leg. Assume with me that this part of my leg is the normal one, and this part is the bionic leg. They found even after the accident, the nerves are still alive and connected by the brain and can send and receive messages. And in the bionic leg, we have something called electrode, something like a sensor. Feel those signals, capture them, and let the bionic leg moves. Okay, but slow down. We have a problem out there. Those nerves are too weak, and the signals cannot be detected by the electrodes. And to solve this out, we are going to depend on muscles. The muscles over here are so strong. Once they contract, they send very strong signals that could be detected by the electrodes. And that's why we're going to make a rerouting process from the damaged area into this healthy area. And actually, after 4 months, they found that those nerves are still alive and can give much better signals to be detected by the electrodes. So, okay, my bionic leg is ready to move. Hold on, I don't know where to move. That's why I'm going to use a microprocessor. Kind of a computer, translate what my mind wants me to do. Okay, I want to go forward, so I will operate the motor that's responsible for motion forward. This whole process is the turning point in the bionics life, and actually it helps our athlete to break much better records in mountain climbing, because there is nothing called disabled human. Disability is in the technology, but the more we improve it, the more we erase this expression from humanity. Thank you so much.
Wow, Dina, I think, you know, all of those science fiction movies with the half robot, half human thing are definitely flashing before my eyes at the moment. So what I want to ask you about is, obviously bionics has been in kind of public consciousness a lot, in terms of, you know, the development of the bionic eye, specifically the bionic hand. I guess I want to ask you to explain to us, what is the state of bionics now? If I, you know, lose a hand or a limb, can I go and get a bionic one, which will work?
Let me say it in a small story, actually. I was irritated to make this thing before in a competition, and the one next beside me, I was in an international conference, and they were talking about, the whole session is about bionics. So I told her, I'm going to make a talk, and I'm so afraid. She said she get the skirt, and she showed me that she have 2 bionic knees, and her optic nerve in the left eye is a bionic. So I was like, I will do it, actually. So it's applied, and a lot of people can work on it, starting with the terminus, because the more you are looking for a terminal part, the more it's easy, because you are going to deal with a small part of the nerve system. Okay, and by the way, this story is real. That's about Hugh Terrar. You can Google it and found his work. It's about Biomes 2, factory, and you can see all the products and how he can deceive people because they thought he's really walking normal. Because actually, technology is not, people use, the normal people, all of us, use technology to make our life easier. But actually, for disabled people, it makes it possible. And that's what science is for.
So the future is here now.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That was a really great talk, and I love your use of props as well. I have a slightly stupid question, so forgive me for this. If you're trying to move something, obviously a lot larger, like, the lower part of a limb or something, would you need sort of a power source, a sort of external power source for that? And in that case, how do you, do you charge it up? What goes on there?
Let's deal with me like I'm an engineer and I'm working with wires, okay? It's all about electric wires. And the nerve is a biological wire. So when you need to extend this, or I'm going to have something much deeper, okay? It's all about looking for the centers, because I'm going to make an MRI imaging to see the bones and how, as I said before, in the external forces, how my leg gonna move. And I see the healthy centers. So they are going to see the healthy centers that contain a much better nerves and work with it, and the more you need to detect those signals, the more you are going to use sensors and electrodes.
Okay, but in terms of sort of powering, is that not...
Very briefly.
Yeah. I was just kind of curious, but don't worry, we'll chat later. That's fine.
Yeah, he said, what the hell? Let's leave that conversation dangling there. Okay, one more time, please, for Egyptian champion and bionic woman, Dina El Zohiry. I think you've got a guilt. I notice almost all your questions start with, I'm sorry, and this is a really stupid question. Forgive me, but it's judge guilt, right, okay. Right, so that was definitely no wipeout, but will our surfer girl make it through to the final? Only our judges will tell. We'll find out soon enough, because we're now halfway through this semi-final.